spirit.
Hey Sarah, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. You gotta forgive me, I'm setting up a little bit late. So I'm a little bit behind. A little bit. But I'll have it together in just a second. Good, how about you? I'm good. Hey Runic, how you doing? Young man, how art thou? Look it. I was just about to grab this. Just my coffee equalizer. So I got a little announcement, and I guess the early birds. Hey, thanks, Sarah. I appreciate it. So I guess the early birds here kind of get it a little bit fast. Of course, this is more of a learning channel than a woodworking channel, I would say. Thanks, Thunder Gouge. I appreciate you. Um, hey, William, how you doing? Appreciate you. Hey, I knew the Shoops was gonna do that. I love y'all for that, man. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Shoops. Salute to y'all. Good people over there at the Shoops. That is how you're gonna learn. Listen, y'all went away on my algorithm for a minute, Shoops. I had to actively look for y'all. I guess maybe you took a break or something, but the last time, which was yesterday, I think it was, maybe the day before. I was a little bit out of it yesterday. But I was over there and y'all were turning some beautiful maple bowl. And I think William was putting a finish on it. It was, William, y'all are kicking ass over there. Pardon my morning French. But y'all went from knowing none of it to like being really premier. And I don't know if it matters at all, but I'm proud of my friends when they're doing awesome stuff. I think y'all are doing really awesome stuff over there. But as far as what I'm doing for the followers' birthday, for my birthday, for the followers, is I bought something. I bought my first and only woodworking kit again. Again. Isn't that cute? But look, it's got all the stuff. I know my camera's, wrong. But it's a full woodworking starter kit. And I rather enjoyed mine. Thanks, monkeys. I appreciate you. No problem, shoot. Thanks, Bug. Appreciate you. So, because I got a lot of learners on the channel, I want to give them what I learned on. But there's a twist. There is a twist. The twist is, let me show you. This is what you get in the kit. a good set of carving tools. Y'all been around, y'all know what that is, right? And interestingly enough, I had someone kind of semi harass me this morning on one of my shorts. It is a nice set, and I use mine a lot. And now, what I want to do instead of giving one of my subscribers this set, I'm going to keep this set for myself. I'm going to keep it. But what I am going to give away is this set. Not that's Ruiz's knife. But this entire set has been, all these blades have been reconditioned. All of these handles are way more efficient and effective, are way more ergonomic. And the blades themselves have gone from these little micro blade right there, because you only get the tip. This stuff right here doesn't really matter this way. I've reconditioned all of these blades. This one doesn't look so great right now, but so that micro bevel is gone, so these will all cut better too. All of the blades have been recut, including, and more specifically, let me put this up. This thing, I rounded that blade over and reworked the interior of it, and took the dumb pointy part that doesn't do anything off of it, and made this awesome cover instead of this little thing. And I'm going to reshape and recondition and reuse these for me. But these, I'm going to give away, because I can't keep nice things. I ruin nice things. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little short for it. I'm going to do a little announcement in the members area. Obviously, if you're a member, you get to have, you get entered into it automatically. They all look awesome. I like the bottom set better. They look mint. Thank you, Monkey. I made that bottom set, all of those handles, all those pieces. There's a lot of work in that set. I don't want to give it away. Hey, Cobb, how you doing? Happy West Day to you. Hey, Wayne, thanks for coming through. Happy West Day to you, too. But that's what I'm going to do. And this morning, what I'm going to do is finish that set. I also reconditioned this blade here. It's got dirt on it now from sitting on my desk. But I'm going to make a better handle for this, which would be the very last piece of this set. And I'm going to make a better handle than what this one is for it. And then I'm giving it away. Yeah, beautiful handles you made, Wes. Thank you so much. Cobb says they're doing well. Boar, how you doing? Good to see you today. You're a skilled man, Wes, says Monkey Run. I'm an obsessed guy. And so, yeah, I guess that turns into that eventually, huh? Let's see. I feel naked without suspenders, but I got on sweats today. I can at least represent the W's. I can at least do that. So, my microphones are charging. I'll check real quick and see if I can get one of them on, and then you can hear me maybe a little bit better. And then we'll go ahead and get started on this morning's build as soon as I can find to my microphone. Let's see. Go through all your crap on the disc. Go through all the crap on the bench. There it is. So we're gonna pop this thing in here. And I got accepted into some more affiliate programs. I'm gonna start leaving links and stuff on my stuff and during the lives. All right, that should be working, I hope. Yeah, so I got accepted into the Amazon affiliate program. So I'm gonna start posting links to all the stuff that I be buying. I get a lot of my stuff off Amazon. And I threw that across the room. Hold on. Ugh. Your ear. And because of that, I can pretty much post everything I've ever used in this shop at some point. So I'll probably do that between these two links and between these times coming up. And that way, I get a lot of questions about suspenders and everything. Y'all forgive me, I'm still mildly celebrating my birthday. Still mildly, slightly. Hey, Cobb dropped some bread on us. Man, say it all the time, and I know y'all appreciate it. I know y'all get it. But we're here to learn, and we're not chasing the dollars. But when the dollars chase us, man, we are grateful to get them. Because, I have to buy this stuff, and most of my chat are creators, so y'all know it. Oh, I'm glad I sound good. Glad I sound good. Hey, Pilato, how you doing? Good to see you. How is your family, Pilato? I want to take a second for that. Hi, bald. Is that me you talking about? You calling me bald? I am bald. Hey, Rich has wood. How you doing? I'm sorry I missed your chat. Thank you for the happy birthday. Very nice work, the Shrunken Zone. Thank you. Manhart and Woodworks. Morning, y'all. Hey, and that's Boar that you're referring to. My peoples. Daughter's still on the ventilator in the ICU. Whew. We're going to continue. We're going to continue sending Pilato's daughter and his family all the thoughts, all the prayers, all the vibes. It's a tough time. It's a tough time for him. And I can imagine. And I wish you all the strength in the world, Pilato, and all the love we can give you. I've looked back on a lot of my life, some of the worst of things, and some of the best of things. Some of the most difficult things. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, and I want to slightly apologize. I jumped off of my live pretty abruptly the other day. And I don't know who knows this or who doesn't, but I buried my parents, both of them. a couple years apart, a couple years ago, on the week of my birthday, and a brother. And so my birthday is more reminiscent of that than it is of me. So I'm always not in a, I'm appropriately sad on my birthday. So I did avoid coming here to give y'all that energy. He's improving though. The last 24 hours have been much better than the previous day. Awesome. Awesome. I hope I didn't shock y'all. Awesome. That's great. So I made this little mallet necklace, gonna be. And I'm in the process of making this little piece, and there's gonna be another part to it, a little pencil. But it's gonna be the Wu-Tang Clan. Putting that together. Got some logos and stuff going, got the website getting started, and I've been building that in my time that I haven't been here and I haven't been actually hammering wood together. Sorry to hear that story, Wes. Life has a way to beat down great people. I hope you had a great birthday, my brother. Thanks, Thunder and Merritt and everyone else. Sorry for your loss, Wes. Listen, life has a way of creating great people from the beatdown. I never heard a great man or great woman that didn't have a story of great tragedy and great loss. In that respect, you have to hold it as a gift. You have to say, hey, life has given me a challenge and a responsibility to it. And on the other side of that, there's lessons that would not have been learned and could not have been learned without them. So life is never purposefully, intentionally, hostilely harming you. It's only giving you what you need for later. You always learn, man, that was a part of the plan. I just didn't see it at the time. So we jump off this soapbox. Old man ramble. Happy 29th birthday, Wes Pilato. 28. 28. Come on, man. Much love to the chat. Being here with you all is such a gift. I'm thankful. I'm thankful too, Bug. Thank you. I'm glad to be here as well. I'm going to start building this thing, running my yap. Everybody's going to leave. All right. So I'm going to put this camera. I could do this on the saw, or I could do it on the chop saw. Table saw is more fun. Boop. And we're just gonna zoom over there. Ugh. Just gonna zoom over there. I appreciate your tolerance. My tech support isn't here today. Caught him in bed with my wife this morning, so. Oh my God, I didn't bring coffee down here. Jesus Christ. Jesus. All right, so y'all know I like to piece stuff together, so that's what we're gonna do again today. Y'all know this table saw is incredible, so we're gonna use it again today. I'm gonna put that right there. Thank you for turning the light on for me. Here we go. That stuff is hard. Did you hear that crack? That's what we got out of it. All right. Now that we got that cut smooth, we're gonna get a 90. We gotta make this thing a 90 now. That way we know we're straight when we get it put together. Hit it. We approached it slower that time. While we're at it, we're gonna go ahead and make this an actual freaking square. And I like to stop it inside of the blade, be in between the teeth. That way I don't get the extra tear of the teeth going through. All right, let me just hit it. So I got 4 sides of 90. I don't have to think about it. Now, that's appropriate. We'll slap him here. And that's all we're going to do is cut these 2 sides straight. We'll let the rest hang. And I'm going to cut this square as well. That way, if I like one side better than the other, I can flip it. Now, this is going to annoy some people. I don't know if you saw that. I've got a little bit of slop in my table saw. There's a bug there. There was a bug there. I got a little bit of slop. Like just a hair, right? Because I made my runner out of wood and I get a little bit of movement. That little bit of movement is less than a 1/16 of an inch. But what it does is allow me to separate, not that one, my material from my blade just enough to pass by those teeth that project out, so I don't clip it on the way back. Anyway, just another little tip from your Uncle Wes. All right, I'm gonna put the sun in your eyes and I'm gonna flip it. Sun in your eyes.
Oh no, Uncle Wes, we can't see.
All right, there you can. That better? I mean, not looking at me. So what did the chat say while I was over there? Is that a DeWalt job site saw? That is actually a Hitachi. And it's incredible. Incredible. Had that saw for 10 years now. And it was a job site saw. I had it on a big rack. Rolled it around on big wheels and stuff. Lions, what's up? Okay. Nice sunny day for it. It is a nice sunny day. But look. All right, so this is what we got for our build. Now, what does that got to do with that at all? Wes, does it? Well, let me tell you. We got some more of that spalted. I'm getting mixed opinions about this. Somebody said it was spalted maple. Somebody said spalted black oak. I don't know. I really don't. The spalting makes it a little bit more difficult, I think, to tell, but I don't know jack about wood species. I admit it openly and readily. I'm but a fool. But a fool. But I got some extreme spalting on here. It's a little softer, but man, that looks good, right? And it failed. So I'm gonna have to sand it down or chop it down or something, but I'm gonna um I'm gonna make something out of it straight away. So let's go ahead and cut this down on the on that thing again. This time I'll let you go a little bit closer. Closer and closer. What am I making, buddy? I am making a setup. Oh, let me show you. You have a similar setup with your DeWalt? Yeah. DeWalt's are awesome table saws. They make a really good table saw. Lions, this is what I'm doing. I got this set that I just bought, and I'm keeping it because it's the same set that I used to make this set and redo the blades and redo the handles and all that stuff. And I'm going to give it away. But in the meantime, we got to make the last piece. And I got 2 birthday gifts today. 10 smackaroos. And already I'm halfway to paying for the birthday gift that we're giving away. Is that flat and straight yet? No. Is that flat and straight yet? No. Let's go ahead and chop this thing up real fast. All right, once again, I'm going to lay the flattest part I can against my fence here, which is at a direct 90 to my blade here. And we're going to cut that real fast. I'm going to bring that blade down just a hair. And here we go. Now, that gave me a flat, true, square corner edge, right? So now if I put it up against this 90 right here, and then I cut, that should make this 90 degrees to that. Wasn't making enough contact. I'm going to scoot it over a little bit closer. Here we go. Stop the saw with our knee, and then we don't reach out again until the blade's over. Done. So that's close enough, and that's square to that. So now we've got the ingredients to continue square. We'll go ahead and chop this one. Three size square is really all we need, but we're going to go ahead and get that 4th one too. And get that live edge off of there. We don't need it. We don't want it. And I'm just feeling underneath the feel for that live edge so I can put that blade right to it. This feels like my flatter side, so I'm going to let this dictate. Did it wrong. All right. Good enough. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Hey, baby. Thank you. Love you too. Have a good day. Little old girl. She's the sweetest. She's the sweetest. All right, here we go again. This is gonna cut hard. This whatever this is, it is tough on the non-spalted sides. Tough. Gotta go slow with tough wood. So we barely had to shave any off of that though. So we go again. If I had to do this jig again, only thing I'd do different is let me square this up. This don't feel right. Let me check that real fast. Things shift, and you shouldn't assume. Yeah, it's good. Felt weird. I'm gonna go over a little more anyway. And again, sandpaper. Sandpaper helps me hold this in place, keeps it from shifting and rocking and moving, any of that. Here we go. Notice my hips are over here on this side of the blade. If that blade kicked this back, it would shoot it back here like a rocket. If this were a bigger piece of wood, it could really launch it. So you also want to be careful of that. If it were a bigger piece, I'd use that, kick it away as well. But just a little FYI safety tips from your uncle with ass. Does it? I'm going to go ahead and get these the same size. How I'm going to do that is go ahead and raise that blade up high enough to get them both dead flat to the back of this thing. Guess who's back? Guess I was gone a while. Man, I was giving y'all some good instructions over there too, I think. I don't know. Dang it. Old planes. This guy must be hearing enough if this noise at work. Old planes, yeah, we got planes here. We got planes, buddy. artificial accents and everything. You love it here. You love it here. I'm a bit of a wanker, but you get used to me after a while. Isn't it? All right, here's what we're going to do. We got to cut that out of that. We got to cut that out of that. Paducah is notoriously difficult in its how you say, it's just hard to deal with sometimes. But we are going to do it. We're going to figure out how to get that cut out of there without going crazy. Aussie not Promi. Oh, my bad. Been a while since a Coca-Cola circuit and rebirth in the OG yard sale plane. Okay. I don't know exactly what you said, but I'm with it. All right. Since I don't want to put a saw on this because it just shatters, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try something different. It is, however, going to require exterior. I'm sorry, I'm showing y'all my least. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I don't want you. We're all to share the world, to free your mother earth. Something, something. Oh. Las baterías. Ah, ¿dónde es los baterías? Ah. We got it. We got it. No problem. No problem. Split anyway. It split anyway. Son of a God. Friggin' rootin' tootin'. I guess I might as well try to go ahead and cut it now. Woodworking nonsense. That's what happens when you let the amateurs do the work. It would cut like a dream too, right? No, it didn't. It cracked anyway. This is why I need a scroll saw. Well, this is why we practice woodworking, so that we can learn our tolerances, apparently. And look, that doesn't even want to snap. That's how ridiculous this wood is. That little bit going that way, gonna force me to do all of that. All right. Clean it. Not saying I recommend that shaving technique. I gotta clean some of that. Coping saw just would not handle it either. Like, not me with a coping saw, I should say. Um, Not a handheld. I've tried, but this Purdue, this is so thin and so brittle. But welcome to the chat, Pat. We appreciate you. Hope this is not too much pressure. Give that a second. Now, this portion of this Purdue, this portion of this wood is more structural than it is visible. It won't be visible at all. So I do want to go through the added effort to make this strong. And that is going to be some powder. This wood dust also acts as an accelerant and gives some structural strength, I believe, as well. So we're going to get some on there. It'll help it dry faster and it'll help it be stronger. A little moisture content in the wood itself that also helps with that in the joint, usually. But this is pretty dry stuff. Hey, Mike. I do whistle while I work. I can't sing, so I got to do something. So I appreciate y'all for dropping in on my birthday extravagance. Let's see if this worked. I wonder if it's ready yet. This is pretty quick drying stuff under the right circumstances. Leave it tight for a second. Pull. Still need it flat for this application. Can't sing with that voice. What a shame. Thanks, Mike and Taz. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's see. We got this nice spalted stuff. And this is what we're aiming to do. King of the scraps. We still got some more to go. Golly. We got to cut into that joint. How? We're going to put the crack right there in that joint where it's sort of open. I'm scared to death to put a tool in there. This is the punishment I get for my cowardice. can't believe my drill created that crack in the first place. This is certainly a cope and saw scenario. I wish I had more faith in my abilities with it. Uh-oh. I'll be moving. Worst case scenario is it cracks again and we do it again with the glue. How deep is your love? How deep is your love, babe? Not deep enough. Hey, Tim Reed, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. I need it to rest on his shoulders. We're almost there. Mm, mm, mm. Precision takes time. Particularly if you're not good at it. Now, we're good. Now, if we can just stay together, like Al Green said. Let's stay together. Together. Love and together. Which side? Which side? Which side? I vote for this side. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and put that together right now. We're going to let it just saturate in there. Because of its thin nature, super glue soaks in better than almost any other adhesive. So I'm just going to saturate both sides. That are coming together. And you could like brush it and stuff like that, but this seems to work. And I should have gloves on for sure. But it seems like I'm using a lot. It's so thin, you really aren't using much at all. I made a couple of knives from this same bottle. Anyway, that's that. Go ahead and try to put it on without getting our fingers stuck to it. I'm going to aim for this left side over here to be flush. Side towards me that I can see the best. That's that. Lock down. Put a little pressure on it. I'll put some right there. I'm making a knife. Why not a wood glue and CA mix? I think I get more out of just the CA glue if it's by itself. In terms of, there's two things I'm thinking about here. Is one, speed for you guys so that I can actually get through a whole video and get something done. And that usually means epoxy for me because it's fast. Epoxy's a little bit thick. I don't like that as much. And what I found is super glue, once it's activated, it dries pretty doggone fast and it dries pretty good. And then I did a little research, and the science suggests that it actually makes a better bond in a lot of cases just because it's so thin and can work its way into the grain of the wood so much better. I'm already getting sticky fingers, so I'm gonna before I get obsessed with trying to peel it off and getting the acetone, I'm gonna go ahead and put gloves on. But there's a lot of ways. If I weren't catering to an audience, I'd definitely be using wood glue here, and I'd clamp it up and I'd leave it for a day. Um, so wood glue here, I would say is likely the ideal way to go. You know what I mean? So you're not wrong. I wonder how creative I can be with this nonsense I'm doing. Might as well be a little wild for a little bit. I'm gonna put some there. I forgot the name of the guy who I trust on the internet, who did an experiment with this stuff. Couple of glues, and it was an incredible bond he demonstrated with the glow. And it seems like if you don't apply an activator, you do get a stronger bond, or at least that's what I've been led to believe in my naivete. Whoa! It's already starting to try and lock up. Don't want that yet. I need to put it in the vise like a like somebody that knows what they're doing. But I don't know what I'm doing. All experiments and guesswork. Step. All right, so now, now, what we are going to do, same thing on this plank here. So with this, inside of 10 minutes, we should be able to work on this piece. And for fairly cheap. We are going to use the epoxy um, as well. We're going to use the epoxy to hold the blade in. Make sure we make it to the edge, because I don't know where I'm going to sand this down to. I do know it's not going to be as obviously in these places where we got the cut up pieces. Light race against the clock. but I want to make sure saturated, because this stuff is thin. If you're not saturated, you won't get the bond you want. I'm gonna double check my blade, make sure it still fits in that hole. It does. Yeah, throw it on the ground, and then go ahead and make these make contact. From this side, that looks good. I'm gonna put a clamp on it this way. These clamps are gonna put some twist pressure too, so you gotta be ready for that. That means my wood is a little warped. I can fix that too. It'll give us some tighter pressure and pull that bowing out. And pull these in together. Now, pull that out of the vise that way. And then just continue adding. Just continue adding clamps. Just to be on the safe side. You can put a few on there. Just to be on the safe side. Oh my God, that's the freaking trash truck outside. Oh. Oh man. All right. We missed it. Okay, here's our glue up. We're gonna give that a few minutes, seconds, whatever's, to lock in. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just keep adding more clamps. Oh man, my clamp is stuck to it. Somehow I glued my clamp. Ugh. It was on there too. Now, this is ugly. I gotta find a place to sit. Right there is good. So while that's happening, I'm gonna plug the contest one more time. Yikes. So much, just add something nice to my resume. Let me see what I missed a lot of stuff. Let me get back here. Tim came in, and then pleasure to see you, Mike, and man. Why CA glue? I'm making using wood glue and CA glue to start a clamp while the wood dries. Did I apply carpentry pre-employment class at college? Would. I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm not going to epoxy the blade in first. No, because it'll fit in there. And if I try to do that now, it's going to hinder what I want to do for the neck right here, and what I want to work on with the face of it with the blade on it. I tend to hit the blade, or it limits where I can put it in there. Brendan, even if you don't end up liking carpentry, you'll learn something that is always good. Absolutely, that's true. The cabinet making course I want to take is 10K and 1.5 years away. Start today. The carpentry course is 4K in 11 months. I figure to learn to build houses for the next 10 to 15 years and learn to finish them on my own. A lot of money, says Mike. So much. Just add something to my resume. I'm a laid off roofer in the winter in the moment just to work on my shop like Wes all day. Don't want to do roofs no more. Brandon, what's wild is I'm going to turn you around. You say that. I started off as a roofer. Very first trade I learned while I was in college for art school. I was a roofer, and very early on, yeah, I laid shingles for a couple of years. I did terracotta roofs. I did single ply EPDM roofs. I did single ply thermoplastics. I did uh, 3 and 5 ply asphalt roofing. Um, every legal roofing system in the state of Georgia, I did. And because I did that, roofing is very physically demanding. I don't get you. I get that you don't, want to make a life of it, and it's hard to make a life of it. It's good to make a career of it, but not a life, because eventually you get old. Um, and an old guy told me early, he said, this will break your body. By the time you're 35, 40, you won't be able to do this the same way. And you're getting paid based on how much production you do. So he told me to find something else. And I started learning carpentry from one of the carpenters who was framing up the houses that we were roofing. Started working with that crew, learned carpentry, then framing carpentry, which we know is very different from cabinet carpentry. But I learned that. But each thing that you learn will transition into the next thing. What kind of roofing are you doing? Oh, Craig, I'm good. How you doing? How you doing? Mike says I did roofing in high school. Psst, right? It's a job that if you're young enough and strong enough to do it, you can make better money doing that, and you can't flip them burgers. Yeah, you're nailing shingles. Here's a great thing for you. Here's the absolute best news you're gonna get all day. Everything else on the entire house is easier than the job you have right now. So if you're used to working on a slope pitch roof, which is what shingles are for, right? What you're also going to get used to is carrying plywood sheets up and down a ladder, right? And then walking them across a roof, a 6 to 8 pitch roof, right? And you lay them with a staggered pattern on the joist. Drywall's the same thing. It's just on the wall. You won't fall and kill yourself. You can't hurt anybody. It's so much easier to hang on a wall than it is on a roof. Same for flooring and carpentry. If you're putting down a subfloor, sheets directly on the ground, you can't fall and die. It's so much easier physically, but it's the same process. So if you know one, you know the other. You'll already have half of it already. And with shingles, you have to pop lines, you have to be straight, you have to be square, you have to be plumb, you have to think about all those things. And you've gotten used to doing that on an angle. This is easier. This is easier. You got used to this, you'll be the hardest working, best performing guy. Even if you just go inside the house and say, I'll be a labor for the tile guy, you'll still be 10 times faster and more efficient than the guy who got trained on the ground. I promise. Shoe says, I did framing as my first playing job. You see what I'm saying? You're aiming right, buddy. You are aiming in the right direction. I like where your head's going. And because you started with roofing, man, I'm telling you, everything else is easier. Wes, I'm totally picking up what you're laying out. I think it's a transition to more of a professional outlook. Thanks a million for that. Yeah, it's it's like you said, you're adding to what you already do. But I promise you, if you went to go tell a, you go find a framer and you let him know that you're currently a roofer, he will hire you. I promise you that. Because you're the hardest working guy on the work site. Hardest work. Well, here's how you learn the paperwork. I'll tell you, this is an inside trick on how to learn any job. Your direct boss, whoever your direct boss is, you do your job and as much of his job as you can do. Do your job excellent. Spend extra effort and then do his job to help him do his job. Do your job and say, hey, I'm done with that thing. You need any hands with this thing or that thing or whatever, loading the truck, whatever it is. That guy will start talking to you because he'll like you. That guy will start wanting to mentor you because he'll like you. You'll become so invaluable that before he even knows it, you're doing a portion of his job. And you do the portion that he doesn't like. He'll always want you there. And while you're there, you'll get closer and closer to the office. He'll tell you more and more about the goings on and how things work, yada, yada. And then you will be an apprentice. You'll be a fast tracking apprentice. That's the way. That's the way. If I don't know anything, I know how to maneuver through construction. And I know how to get to where the ownership seats are. Because I've been an owner for 30 plus years, the 30 of my working years, right? 28, I'll be honest. The rest, I was learning from somebody. And the good thing about an apprenticeship is you're not paying, you're getting paid. And you're getting a better education. You're getting a better education than you're getting in school. I promise you that. First drywall job I got, I walked in on the job. I might have told this story before. Those guys were working, carrying sheets of drywall in off a trailer, and I just grabbed one. And here I am, just walked in the house behind them with my sheet too. And the guy stops me and says, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, man, I'm just trying to help, man. I want to learn this. I want to work. I will work for you today for free. And if I'm in the way, kick me out. Put me with your best guy. And I was a roofer and they were drywall guys. When they grabbed a sheet of drywall, I grabbed 2 sheets of drywall because 2 sheets of drywall is heavy. But walking on the ground with it compared to 75-pound bundle of shingles or 90-pound bundle of shingles, if you're throwing up dimensional, drywall is not as heavy. It's not as cumbersome. We're walking a straight line on the ground. So I kept up and I outperformed the laborers So he put me with the best guy, and the best guy loved that I was running back and forth so easily. And then he took me under his wing. I learned everything there was to learn about drywall. When I knew enough, I said, "Hey, do I need to learn anything else about this?" He said, "About what?" I said, "Drywall." I said, "No." I said, "Okay, I'm gone." Now, the good thing about your generation and right now, you can ask Google how much you should bid on things, right? For instance, watch this. Watch this. Want to remodel a bathroom. I'm not sure, right? Not sure. Not sure what I want to bid. Not sure where I should bid. I went over my numbers. I'm not sure if they're accurate, right? Say I bid on a bathroom, uh, tub, shower, toilet, and sink. How much is it to cost? How much does it cost to remodel a bathroom in Atlanta with the tub, shower, sink, and floor?
A full bathroom remodel in Atlanta, including the tub, shower, sink, and floor, usually costs between $25,000 and $75,000. Mid-range remodels average around $45,000, but costs can vary depending on the scope of the project.
Done. And if your homeowner thinks, oh no, now here's the thing. If you're a small company, you don't have the overhead as a big company. Big companies have big overhead. Insurance is higher, liabilities are higher, expenses are higher. They got a big building, they got a bunch of trucks, they got a bunch of tools, a bunch of backup equipment, all that stuff. You don't have that. You can bid much cheaper. Your much cheaper bid will still make you more money than their much higher bid will make them as a company, because they'll have to give out more than you have to give out. So you can pay in less, still make more because you pay out less. Win the job on pricing and still get paid more. This is the way. Okay, it's looking like I'm starting to harden up from what's dripped out. So I might be getting the confidence to start pulling this apart. I had a hard time finding people to teach. I was an apprentice at a job site too. Yeah, the thing is, people who want to learn kind of have to find you. It's just the way. Like I've tried to be like a mentor type dude. Um, Depends on who raised who you're trying to teach. You know what I mean? Some people always want the quick out. Any advice on marketing oneself? Yeah, do extra. Um, if I paint a house, if I paint a house, I come out and pressure wash it too. Not only do I pressure wash it, I pressure wash the porch, I pressure wash the driveway, I pressure wash the front steps. Not on the contract. They didn't ask me to do it. I make sure I'm not going to do any damage by doing it. But I make the whole house look even better. And they say, "Oh, well, why do you?" And I go, "Oh, no, that's just what I do. I want it to look good." And they go, "Oh." And in their mind, they got some free stuff. But I planned on doing it from the start. So it's in my numbers, because my numbers get to be lower than the big company numbers because of that lack of overhead. And you still win. You still get to win. Your marketing is going to be, oh my God, Brandon did such a good job. He even did this thing and that thing. Under promise, over deliver, and you're a hero. Overpromise and underdeliver, and you're a scoundrel. And it doesn't matter what the reality is. It doesn't matter that you lost your butt on the job or you misfitted or somebody ran off with your compressor. Doesn't matter. For instance, I'm building a porch. I started that porch 2, 3 weeks ago, but I know what time of year it is here. January is very weird. February is even weirder for where I live. So I knew that the weather could get crazy, and I knew that sometimes it gets super cold, sometimes it gets very rainy this time of year, and it's an outside porch. I knew I'd have some days off. So I told them it would take 3 weeks to build this deck, to build this front porch. It's only 5 days of work, but I knew that I would have this time down, and I did. And fortunately, I'm on day 4 of actually working over there, but I'm on beginning week 3. By the end of the week, I'll be done. I'll have captured my deadline, and I'll be a couple of days early. And they'll go, "Oh my God, you still was able to pull it off with all that crazy weather." Word of mouth is the best marketing, setting the expectation of your client and performing. And they'll love you forever. There's no shortage of homes. There is a shortage of good people working on them. So if you're good at the job and you're good at the marketing, and word of mouth is marketing. Giving freebies is marketing. That way you're not spending money on radio ads. You're spending time on little extras that make your clients forever clients. That's what you want. And they'll sing the praises of your name throughout the streets and the subdivision. That first cut will give us a little indication of what we're going to have color scheme wise. Never paint a dirty surface, especially if it's getting paid to do it. Brendan says, tell that to my landlord. Exactly. You see what I'm saying though? But if you were the guy that was doing that, and that's the standard, right? And you set a higher standard, Brandon's the guy that cleans up all that stuff before he paints it. Oh no, they'll say it out loud. They'll say, "Oh yeah, hire him. He'll do this. He won't leave you this way. He'll leave you this way." Now I mentioned I went to art school, right? When I started out, all my clients got free design consultations from me. They're getting an educated design consultation from a trained artist who's taken color psychology classes and so on and so forth. But it's a freebie. It's a thing that I can give them that other people can't give them for free or for cheap. Nobody gets a designer for cheap. My clients do. And they revel in it. They get to brag to their friends and say, "This guy's an artist. And he made my bathroom tile so pretty." Right? Because I am, and I do. And I am cheaper than a designer and a premium company. But I do make plenty. I forgot what I was doing here for a second. I got distracted. We're going to make another cut on this. Whoop. Whoop. Now, the reason is because this knife is good for, it's like a little, you know what I'm saying? It's a little, and then it's also good at like a little push thing. So it can go either way. So I'm going to make this not directional. I'm going to make that cut the same both ways. So I got to go do it over there. But look at the back. Look how good that looks. Hmm? Y'all might notice the dangle of my necklace. Don't stress yourselves out about it. This is elastic. If anything ever hits it, it'll just rip it off into a million gajillion pieces. And it won't hurt me. Just so you know. I want you to know I'm safe over here. And I'm just looking for where I want that blade to pass through. And I think I've got it. Woo! Don't move it until it's done, son. We'll cut this little bit off the back end too. I don't need it. Put a little wedge there to keep me straight. Don't give me that. You know what? Nope. Give me that. You know what? Nope. Work. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. Isn't that pretty? Ugh. I love the way this spalting looks. What do I do? Let's see how this handle is going to sit in this hole. Where the frick did I put it? Oh, right here on the front of the bench. Seats down in there with some pressure. Nice. So here or here is the way. Which way feels more proper? I think this way. I think we take a little bit of that belly out. Yeah. So what I am going to do is taper in some. Right here. Right here. And maybe out here. And maybe out here. Now, I admit that, you know, what I'm doing, I'm fairly new to. But I'm not new to tools themselves. I'm not new to knives themselves. I'm fairly new to building them, right? I'm not new to using any of this stuff except for this stuff. All that to say, y'all don't be coming in my comments for me because you don't understand something. Dude came in there and tried to wreak havoc this morning. I don't do them drive-bys. I pull up. We'll go back over here to this table saw because I'm getting a little bit addicted to it. And we're going to cut these things off with it instead of just grinding everything off. We're going to do some of this with the table saw. We've got a useful tool here. We got to use it. Should use it. I'm going to bring that blade up just a hair. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of here. I'm going to use a wedge back here, and that keeps me good pressure across the back so that I'm not wiggling or wobbling. See, just cutting that little taper off. I'm going to match it on the other side. I'm going to bring it down narrower as well. Towards the back end, we're going to taper that as well. Also going to hold it down. Also going to wedge it. Here, I'm going to put a wedge underneath too. I feel it wanting to rock. All right, here we go. That worked good. I think I want it to work further. Now, me and this saw have been friends for a long time. So when you're doing any of this, be mindful of how long you and your saw have been friends for. Make sure that the relationship is established enough that both you and the saw can handle this kind of circumstance. All right? Don't try to do too much too soon. Work your way up to the difficult things. Build jigs if you have to. The mistakes that you can make with this tool will not undo themselves. So be clear. Be sure. Be careful. Always, always, always. See that? that is the bulk of the shape that we're after. Now we're gonna tune it over here on the Tunematic 5000. Mm-hmm. Affordable, not cheap, right? That's the way. Mm-mm. Should bid on things. All right. Sorry about the delay. That's it. I don't know how that happened. I guess I lost signal or something. My phone just told me I'm back live. So I'm gonna do a quick sand with the 80, take off the big tool marks, any burns, any leftover corners, ridges. But we was pretty thorough over there. I don't see me having to do a whole lot. I'm guessing I'll do a video and then do a community post for the giveaway. And maybe we'll do that tonight. If I'm up, I slept like crap last night. Jay McCall in the building. This is who donates a lot of his resources of wood to the channel and really helps me bring some of this really cool stuff to you all. Um, check him out. He makes the most incredible earrings on YouTube, in my genuine opinion. I cannot name anybody who does better. And coupled with the talent, you got access to wood like this. Wood like this. Crazy. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you. Love it, Wes. Thank you, Shoops. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate y'all who be shouting out the channel and keep the followers and subs coming because it is really helping. It really helps, and I appreciate it. I got a little corner over here that I think is a little harsh for what I want on this knife. So I'm gonna knock it down with the 80. Just round it over a little bit. And then I'll come back with the 120 right over it. Soften it up. Catch that grip back up to everything else that we were working on here. Now, by doing this handle this way, we can get a little bit more precise on the head and get some of that stuff nice and smooth and clean and prettier than we could without that interference. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to end up with a pair of pigeons. And I think that's going to be awesome. Okay. But we are going to finish this build right here, right now. We're going to put a 220 sand on it, which should be all we need for this. And then we'll mix up some epoxy. We'll set the blade. And we will put all the pretty stuff on top of it. The boiled linseed oil is what I'm referring to. Did I say it was oak? Or what? Your work tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, shoot. Here's the thing. I don't know, McCall. I don't know, bro. I think BK, who is also got a husband who is as versed as she is in wood, maybe a little better. She said that he said this was a black oak, a spalted black oak. And he's definitely more knowledgeable than me on the matter. But I have had people in the comments say a couple other things. One said spalted maple, I think. We can look at it real close together. But spalted anything is I'm assuming, harder to identify because of the spalting. But this is same stuff, just a little less spalting on it. It is hard. It is hard like maple. Um, and it's not like oak that I'm familiar with in, but I don't know what a black oak is. I don't know. Um, I know this is a white oak on this handle here. But I don't know. I defer to the experts. Looks like spalted termained. I don't know what that is. You're off all weekend. Nice. Nice. Maybe I'll do the giveaway this weekend. Maybe it'll be easier for everybody. Members only, though. Let me get I was trying to knock the dust off of it. All right. Now, this happens to be one of very few situations where our fit is super tight already before we even get into anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff together here. Set that blade, and then we will put some polish on it, on the wood itself. So I'm going to get, my glasses were leaning all the way off my face like an old dude. Okay. So what I need, I don't even see. That was a problem for later. But I don't even see what I did with my glue. Where's the epoxy? That's so weird that I clean up and I lose things that I didn't lose when I wasn't cleaning it up. This is the universe giving us something else to do. Okay. We are going to use, oh, here it is. And clean up good enough. Whiny Wesley strikes again. All right, let me find a place to mix this super glue. I'm at this epoxy. And then we're going to set that. Boiled linseed oil is at our feet, so we have that at least. Stand down, boy. Stand down. It's a two-part quick setting. Epoxy. All right, let's mix them up. All right. And again, we have pretty snug fit for this handle in our opening. So this will be like the tenon in our mortise and tenon-like situation. Mm-mm-mm. I am gonna put it a little bit on the metal and let it run down into the wood. I'm just letting it fill in whatever spaces there are in there. And also making sure that can seat fully. I am gonna try to grab my pliers and give it a little kerthrack. Because I am obsessed with things fitting as well as I can fit them. So this is gonna look a little bit aggressive because it is. But looks like that glue is working its way down into that opening. And that's what we want. To fill that cavity. In its entirety. If it's possible. Look away, look away. It worked. Give that a few moments to get right. No, that's spalting in the handle, not a crack. So far, so good on that. So, thanks for anybody that wished me a happy birthday either yesterday or today. And thanks to anybody that contributed to that said birthday. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate it. I do enjoy the time I spend with you all. Plenty enough reward for me to continue to exist on this planet. I'll move forward another year. Thanks to you all. It's decided. And be on the lookout in my community today for an update on the giveaway, because I am going to give away all these tools. And like probably today. Probably today. Forgive me, I'm just cleaning up shop while I wait on that. Hey, Shoops did it again. Thank you, Shoops. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all, man. You really do look out. Y'all be sure to check out Mr. and Mrs. Shop. I'm terrible at remembering stuff. They were telling a great story the other day of how they met. And you think about how far things have changed. I think the Shoops are celebrating 30 years together, somewhere around there. Is that right, Mr. Shoop? Mr. Bill? Oh no. So I think so. Anyways, I say that to say my ex-wife and I met on MySpace. My current wife and I met on Tinder 10 years ago. The Shoops met on CB radio. And I remember CB radio, and it was awesome. One of my uncles drove trucks sometimes. And whenever we got to ride in that truck, it was like Christmas. We loved it. And one of the best things about it was listening to him talk on that CB radio. It was so fun and cool. It was a way to reach out to people far away, relatively speaking, easily. And I remember thinking that that was going to be around forever. Happy anniversaries. CB radio playing CB tag. Man, that is awesome. I think I'm done meeting wives though. You know, hopefully this one will keep me around. She said it was in October. Heck, then you're 30 years and some months. Still a celebration. As Dave Chappelle would say, it's a celebration. I'm gonna just pop a little light sand around. Pull off. I'm gonna skip over the epoxy head of this thing, and we're just gonna go ahead and get the linseed oil on it because, you know, why not? It's pretty. It's pretty. That way we can't hurt it. Bill and Heidi. YouTube royalty. 100%. Sawdust Mafia. Y'all make sure y'all join that Woodtang clan. And look out for the goodies coming soon. Got some big things coming up, hopefully. I got some big things coming up, period. Um, but some other things for the channel, hopefully, are also going to be coming through real soon. Let me turn this around. And I appreciate you guys coming on these voyages with me. Some of the parts of this are pretty boring. I try to film it all, I try to show it all, because I want you to know that in an afternoon, sometimes you can make something really nice for yourself or someone else. I've not done one project yet that if I calculated and totaled up all the materials involved, I don't think I built a single thing that I spent more than $5 on. So, I do want you to know, where there is a will, there certainly is a way. I got to put some heat on that. That's from my vise. I should have put some softness in it. But dents like that will come out with a little moisture and a little heat. So fret not. But that's what we got. Nice little blend, Paduke, little Purple Heart insert, and some mystery wood from my backyard. Definitely ain't boring. It's relaxing. Ain't boring. It's great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know it ain't for everybody, you know, but I appreciate for those who it is for. Thank you for sticking around. This is what we did. This is what we do. And you can definitely do this as well. Because, like I said, everything in that set came out of this box. $20. This. And this right here. Oh, these things. But all this is just a reboot of that same set. It's a rebuild of those things. And I think I made them way better. And I'm going to give them all away. Every knife that's in that set that I rebuilt, I'm going to give away. And then I'm going to build a new set for me. I may film it, I may not, depending on if y'all will watch it or not. But that's what I'm doing right now. And I appreciate y'all and everybody that came out, hung out. Take a look at my community page. Within the next couple of hours, I'll post the contest and the time and the date and all of that stuff. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. It does make it feel worth it, because sometimes, you know, it don't. I appreciate you very much. It has been a happy birthday. Everybody who gave me a happy birthday wish, I had one. Everybody who gave me birthday money, I appreciate you. Particularly the Shoops, Sawdust Mafia, West Desert, Wu-Tang Clan, forever. Peace. Look out for the shorts. They'll entertain you. Also, if you didn't notice, people keep asking me, I've got a playlist, Hip Hop Workshop. And you can see all the videos where I'm just doing my thing, playing some music. Worth the listen, riding in your car. Salute. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Gone. Peace.